there.
Tonight on UATV, severe weather rips through the South and Midwest. Our team is live in Tulsa with the aftermath.
After the storm, members of the community band together.
This is a great little community. I've always said that ever since we moved in here. They seem to want to help each other.
And later, a longtime Northwest Arkansas favorite closes its doors. How employees and fans remember their last day. UATV News starts right now. Good evening. Our top story tonight, severe weather is making its way across the South.
Overnight, a tornado swept through Tulsa, injuring at least 7 people. UATV Sawyer Bussey is live at the site of the damage with more. Sawyer?
Welcome to what's left of the Brown family's backyard. Right now, I'm standing in Mr. Brown's tool shed, now in ruins, all from an EF2 tornado that ripped through this small Oklahoma town late last night. Now, the Brown family tells me that they spent the day in Tulsa together, came home, had dinner, and that's when they heard those sirens go off. Ms. Brown says that she gathered the family together, her husband, 2 kids, and 2 dogs, quickly ran into the storm shelter. She said they were only in that shelter for about 45 seconds, but the devastation that storm left, absolutely heartbreaking.
The fence is gone. We had a fort and a playhouse and a greenhouse. Those are all gone. And then 2 very large trees that we planted as soon as we moved here are also gone.
Miss Brown told me that she planted that tree 16 years ago when the family moved here. She said at the time she was pregnant with her second child, her first daughter, who's now headed off to college. Every family that I spoke here today who's dealing with devastation from last night's storm says that they're just thankful that everyone was okay and that the material items they lost were just things. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Sawyer Bussey.
This powerful storm is moving from the deep south into the Gulf today.
In Louisiana and Alabama, under severe storm warnings throughout the day. Take a look at these pictures from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Floodwaters forced the campus to close at 4 in the afternoon yesterday.
Now, afternoon classes were canceled, but the university is back in session today. Now, Northwest Arkansas seeing cooler temperatures today, Megan.
For more on this weather system and current conditions, we're going to send it over to Amanda Simmons. Amanda?
Hey, thanks guys. I'm over here. I'm actually in the middle of the storm. Right now, this is where it is headed through the south part of the U.S. This red area right here is where the most intense storms are going to be. And the orange right back surrounding that is also where severe thunderstorms are, but not as bad. You can see it's right on this border of Mississippi, Nashville, and Kentucky. We also have a look at what was going on in Tulsa yesterday. As you can see by these tornado icons, they hit all across North Tulsa area from downtown towards Owasso and Verdigris and right up until South Claremore along Route 88. We also, if we zoom in on this, we can see where it is, zoom out on this, we can see there was one right at the border of North Oklahoma and South Kansas, and also one right here in Arkansas where it looks like it's around South Pine Bluff, right around the Monticello area. As you can see, those were all the tornadoes in the nation yesterday, but this could only be the beginning. Tulsa's monthly tornado rate is actually highest in May, where you can see over the past 60 years or so, 20 tornadoes have hit in May. March is a close second with 17. In Little Rock, we can see April is going to have 32 tornadoes. That's what they've had on average in the last 60 years. And March only has 8, and right there in May it is 11. So tomorrow's April 1st, so we've got to watch out for those Little Rock tornadoes. And as you can see in a 9-year study by the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center, Texas is actually the leader in annual tornadoes with a total of around 100 to 120, followed by Kansas and Alabama with 60 to 80, and the rest of these yellow states anywhere from 5 to 40 tornadoes annually. Tornado season, also done by the National Weather Service, shows that in March, you've actually got a very low average of tornadoes. Right around June is where the peak tornado season is reached, which is scary stuff, thinking that yesterday's tornadoes could have just been the beginning. If you look also, moving on from tornadoes, we have severe flooding in the area. We mentioned early University of Arkansas Little Rock campus was affected by floods. Also, Jonesboro area in northeast Arkansas has a lot of flooding. And right now, this is pictures from the Jonesboro flooding. This is a West Lawson Road in Jonesboro, where you can see excessive flooding has destroyed the ground underneath the road, causing it to collapse on itself. That looks like a pipeline down at the bottom left. And this is just intense scenes. Mother Nature really let loose on that. Fortunately, no one was hurt. There was a car stuck on the road for a little bit, but as it was pulled back to safety, the road collapsed just after that. That has been a look at your national weather for right now. I will come back in a little bit and talk about our 5-day forecast. For UATV, I'm Amanda Simmons.
Residents in this small northern Oklahoma town have faced a devastating storm, but they are coming together to rebuild their neighborhood. UATV's Mary Kay Carson has the story.
When our crews arrived out here this morning, the street was literally filled with cars from people of the community who came out to this small neighborhood to help them rebuild the things that they lost in last night's tornado. For example, Wanda Turner, who lives in the house behind me, said that all day long she's had people coming from all ends of the town. Friends, family members, small business owners, even community groups like Boy Scouts and high school organizations.
This is a great little community. I've always said that ever since we moved in here. They seem to want to help each other. Even though we're just a community, they stick together. No matter what goes on, we stick together.
I later asked Wanda if she felt weary living in this area after last night's tornado. She said that the support that she's seen from her community has shown her that this house and this neighborhood will always be her home. Reporting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm Mary Kay Carson for UATV News.
The American Red Cross has also reached out to the residents hit by this tornado. Power is back on in each of the houses, and the residents say they are thankful to be alive.
Arkansas's Attorney General Leslie Rutledge appealed a judge's ruling, saying a city ban on discrimination based on gender identity does not conflict with state law. Rutledge is appealing Judge Doug Martin's upholding of Fayetteville's anti-discrimination ordinance. The ordinance, which was promoted by the organization For Fayetteville, was approved by voters last year. For Fayetteville is also leading the way to get a local representative out of office. The organization started a petition to remove Alderman John Latour from the Fayetteville City Council. Latour is being criticized after questioning a local waitress's gender earlier this month. The petition so far has nearly 4,000 signatures, nearing its goal of 5,000. In North Carolina, equality rights groups are delivering a letter to the governor demanding the repeal of a bathroom bill. House Bill 2 signed into law last week. It requires that transgender people use the bathroom of the gender listed on their birth certificates, not the one they identify with. In a news conference today, the head of Equality NC highlighted Charlotte's non-discrimination ordinance, which has been voided by state lawmakers.
The fact remains that transgender people are at real risk for discrimination and violence under this bill, which directly encourages hate. And the fact remains that this bill has put the Old North State's ability to recruit, retain, and attract the best talent and business in real jeopardy.
The groups say the letter demanding its repeal has been signed by the CEOs of more than 90 companies.
The murder case of an Arkansas realtor will be featured on NBC's Dateline. Beverly Carter went missing in September 2014 and was later found in a shallow grave, dead. Earlier this year, Aaron Lewis was found guilty of Carter's murder. According to a Facebook post from her son, Carl Carter, the episode will air April 8th at 9 p.m. Well, one local organization dances its way into the lives of domestic violence victims. Their mission is to promote a positive body image through faith and dance.
If you don't like the way your body moves, then too bad, we're gonna Zumba until you do.
And Zumba is what Molly Hargis knows best. She took that passion to help Northwest Arkansas.
We kind of just started doing this by accident, honestly.
That accident started the business Beautiful Bodies. It's an organization that started with a love for dance and a want to help the victims of domestic and sexual abuse.
We're here to say, no, you are enough as a person. You are beautiful and you are worthy of respect. And if anybody treats you other than those things, then they are in the wrong.
Molly and the rest of her volunteers visit shelters around Northwest Arkansas. They promote a positive body image to people, mainly women, at the shelters through Zumba and hip hop. But they don't stop at dancing. Beautiful Bodies also holds yoga classes.
Showing them like this is what yoga can do for you, like you're beautiful, like you're strong, and like it's not about what I'm teaching them, but it's about them like grasping like what yoga can be for them.
I was even captivated by the dance moves, but adults aren't the only ones getting their groove on with Beautiful Bodies. Jacqueline McKinney teaches dance to children who are in these shelters.
Honestly, it's really hard for me to see children, especially the ones that I work with, they're all very young.
Helping kids cope with hard situations is something that truly hits home for Jacqueline.
I actually also went through domestic violence situations with my own family that involved me, and at one point I was in a domestic violence shelter as well.
Dances and her faith help Jacqueline get through her tough times, and she demonstrates that in her classes.
I know exactly like what these kids feel every day.
As hard as it is to see herself through the kids, the positive feedback keeps her going.
At the end, it's not them leaving with sad faces, you know, because their daddy isn't nice to them. It's them leaving with big smiles because I got to show mommy my new dance that I learned.
Beautiful Bodies is mainly in Northwest Arkansas right now, but they Skype and send videos to women in Cambodia who are involved in sex trafficking. They also visited Atlanta to meet with prostitutes. Molly says within the next 6 weeks, she hopes to officially be a nonprofit organization.
An Arkansas sheriff spends thousands of taxpayer dollars.
We do it because we're trying to catch up.
Why the public is asking questions about the unusual purchase.
And the government versus Apple controversy makes its way to Arkansas. How law enforcement is unlocking an iPhone to solve a murder. UATV News will be right back after this. Indian authorities say more than a dozen people are dead after an overpass collapsed near the city of Kolkata. Police say slabs from the overpass, which has been under construction for 5 years, fell on moving vehicles. Dozens of people have been pulled from the rubble with injuries, and some are still missing.
Donald Trump scrambled to clarify his position on abortion after he said women who undergo the procedure should face, quote, some form of punishment. The Republican presidential runner later tried to backtrack twice, calling the women who obtain abortions victims and that the doctors who perform the service are the ones who should be punished. Planned Parenthood says Trump was saying what he really thought in his original statement.
And Donald Trump just said more bluntly, as he is usual to do, that he supports the same dangerous and extreme agenda that Ted Cruz has voted on in the Senate and John Kasich has made the law of the land in Ohio.
However, both Cruz and Kasich have disavowed Trump's comments.
An Arkansas sheriff spent thousands of taxpayer dollars on an expensive cowboy hat for his deputies, and now he is answering questions. Sheriff Doc Holliday says over the past few months, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office purchased 140 hats, each one worth $42 a piece.
We do it because we're trying to catch up. Every agency, every law enforcement agency in the area has a hat, except us. Now we have a hat.
The department also purchased black Stetson hats worth $155 a piece and $50 hat cover. Holliday says the hats look professional and they offer protection from the sun, and it sets them apart from other law enforcement agencies. In other Arkansas news, the FBI has agreed to help authorities unlock the devices of 2 teens accused of murder. The Faulkner County Prosecutor's Office said the FBI has agreed to try to get into the Apple devices belonging to 18-year-old Hunter Drexler and 15-year-old Justin Stanton. The two are charged in the shooting deaths of Stanton's grandparents, Robert and Patricia Cogdell. Drexler was set to go to trial next week, but it was moved to give the feds a chance to crack his passcode.
I believe that there's relevant, very important evidence on the device that we can use at trial.
Drexler's trial has now been set for June 27th.
A local favorite flavor closes its doors after 25 years. The link some fans went to enjoy one last meal.
And we'll take another look at your national weather. UATV will be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to UATV. I'm here on campus where the weather is beautiful. It's a little below 60 degrees, feels like 59. There are 9-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the west-northwest area, a 0% chance of rain, and around 43% of humidity. Luckily, that 0% chance of rain is going to carry throughout the week. We'll see partly cloudy skies right now. The sunset is going to happen in around 20 minutes or so. On Friday, we're going to see a high of 61 and a low of 32, partly cloudy skies as well. But luckily on Saturday, it's going to be sunny and 65 with a low of 38. And Sunday is the one to watch out for because that's a high of 72 degrees and sunny. Make sure to pull out those hammocks, go for a walk, get your dog out. That's going to be a beautiful day. And forget about those Monday blues. It's going to continue on. Monday is going to be high of 75 degrees and sunny skies with a low of 41. And then also on Tuesday, it's going to keep going strong, high of 72 degrees, low of 50, and sunny skies as well. I'll be back in a little bit with a look at tomorrow morning's weather, but for right now, just sunny skies, and it'll keep going that way.
Scientists predict Antarctica's ice will melt faster this century than previously thought. A new study estimates melting ice in Antarctica could contribute to a sea level rise of more than 3 feet by the end of this century. These numbers are far more than the United Nations predicted in 2013. That study also concluded that melting ice in the Antarctic poses a serious problem.
And a long-standing and beloved Northwest Arkansas restaurant is closing its doors. Many locals flocked to the restaurant today for one last bite of its famous chicken. UATV Matt Howell has more.
Unfortunately, that's right, Megan. We're losing yet another iconic restaurant. After 25 years of delicious Southern cooking in Fayetteville, the deep fryers at AQ Chicken House will tonight go cold for the very last time. Dozens of loyal customers drove in from all over Northwest Arkansas to eat lunch at AQ today. After seeing the news on Facebook, Charla Sparks and her husband Terry drove over an hour from Lavaca to enjoy their favorite childhood restaurant for one last time.
I'm just really sorry to see it go. It's been here for as long as I can remember. Lots of fond memories.
The Sparks family has celebrated many occasions at AQ Chicken, including anniversaries and even the birth of a grandchild.
I love the atmosphere, the building. It just feels like coming home. I love the 3-piece chicken, and my favorite's the sweet potatoes.
A few of the restaurant's oldest employees will be transitioning to the original AQ location in Springdale next week, but most will be forced to find new jobs. Assistant manager Mario Guerrero is sad to be leaving the company.
Everyone here really understood what it meant to make a place that was a local restaurant feel local for people, and so that was the best thing about it.
The owner of AQ Chicken was unavailable for a comment, but employees told me they believe that the property was actually sold 2 months ago and to the same individual that purchased AQ Chicken Express next door. At the moment, any future plans for development are unknown. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Matt Howell. Back to you guys in the studio.
UATV Sports is next.
And running back Denzel Evans is live in the studio.
Stay tuned, you are watching UATV.
I'm Whitney Wilson, live with UATV Sports, and today I have Arkansas Razorback running back Denzel Evans. Denzel, you've been in spring football for about a week. What's that been like?
It's been real good, to be back out there with our brothers on the field playing football. We get back in the past Saturday, so it's been a blast to get out and run around with them and just to play real football now. So I'm really excited about being back out there for spring ball.
What'll be the biggest difference between now and the spring game?
You know, right now it's really like a lot of learning curve right now, just going over the plays and getting back familiar with, you know, with everything we do. And then come spring game, it's just all about having fun, all the hard work we didn't put in, and to finally let it show out there.
So Alex Collins, Jonathan Williams gone. You, Cody Walker, and Raleigh Williams are in the running back role. What's that competition going to be like?
You know, it's a very intense competition. We push each other every day. You know, we want the best out of all of us. So, you know, we go out there and give our best. And, you know, we continue to do good out there, and this will be a great battle.
And Jamal Singleton, your former running backs coach, left you guys for the NFL. You have a new coach, Reggie Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
What's he like?
Very, very laid back dude. You know, he's real genuine. You know, we love him to death, and we expect big things from him. He expects the same from us.
Thanks, Denzel. That's all the time we have for UATV Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to UATV. Like promised, here's your 9 a.m. forecast tomorrow. It's going to be 44 degrees, feels like 38 with mostly cloudy skies. At noon, we're going to see 54 degrees, feels like 50 and mostly cloudy skies. And then around 3 p.m., we are going to see 58 degrees. It'll feel like 55, mostly cloudy skies. It's going to rise up a little bit more around 5 p.m. and then slowly decline until sunset at 7:30.
Ohio Governor John Kasich may be dealing with the first scandal of his presidential campaign, and it's a cheesy one.
Kasich grabbed a slice of pizza while he campaigned in New York, and he ate it with a fork.
The food faux pas is considered unforgivable to New Yorkers. When asked about the fork, Kasich said the pizza was scalding hot.
In his defense, he did drop the fork after the first bite and ate the rest of the slice with his hands. Now that will do it for us here at UATV News. I'm Lydia Fielder.
And I'm Megan Bedenikovic. Have a great night.